doesn't matter what you want. I will succeed, whether you like it or not. I am unstoppable. When will you learn that? When will you learn that?
Again, Mr. Williams, I invite you to conversate with me directly. I don't do all this internet stuff. The problem is you're going after my family, you post my children, and then you mention my name. So you and I, we need to have a conversation. And yes, this is a forever problem.
It's me, Darius Cooks, also known as your local scammer.
You are, you gay, grown up in Chicago, you just end up being with a tribe of people. I don't know, it's really hard to explain. It might be different now, but when I was growing up, there were crews. We had people we hung with, right? Anyway, and I hung with people like, you remember Calvin, Lavelle, those are people that I used to hang with back in the day, and you see what happened now, especially with randomness of Vell. We ain't heard hide nor have him, have we? We ain't heard hide nor have him, have we? Come to think of it, let me not bring his name up, because let me tell you something. He probably, he ready to. Where's the expose? Where is the expose?
Show out, run your mouth, pop off at the mouth. I do something called an attack. When you do the attack, you got to make sure you're real rooted and grounded. Look that way. Make sure you're real rooted and grounded so they don't know what's about to go on. You just attack them. You just attack them. What did I say? I said you better do what I said to do. Did they think you're crazy? If they think you're crazy, they'll just walk away slowly like that.
Yeah, I stole from the church. Then, okay, the first time I definitely remember stealing was I stole from this lady's purse, a teacher at school. I was on, did I give it back? I probably should go up there right now and give a donation. That's probably what I need to do. It was this teacher at school, and I used to go to, what school was this? It was Douglas. I guess I was in House B at Douglas. I was in House A. I forgot. But this would have been like 1990. Okay, let me see. Hold on. If I graduated 8th grade in 95, it would have been like 1993 or something. Girl, that's so long ago. I can't remember shit. 30 years ago. Okay, that's how long ago this shit was. 30 years. So, I thought nobody even seen me steal that money out of her purse. I took $20 out of her, and I would take the money. I used to go to like, I remember with that 20, I went to the corner store. I got me some oatmeal cream pies. I got some vanilla ice cream. I got some of them toasted coconut donuts. I got me some tangy cheese chip. I was fed. I was stealing to eat. I was fed. We was poor, right? So I remember I stole from a lady purse, and I had got caught. And I said, damn, how did they catch me? Ain't nobody even seen me go in her purse. But they found me, child. I had to go to the principal's office every day. I had to call my mama. I got my ass toe clean up. So that was the first time. The second time I remember stealing was at the church. The third time, this when I said I better stop this. I think I came to my senses after this, after the third time. After the third time, I said, this is, the third time I got caught. I said, no, I can't do this. It was like more like organized crime. I could have got a RICO charge. Let me tell you what had happened. I had this job, right? I told y'all this before. I had this job. I used to work at Frank's Nursery and Craft in North Riverside. Third? I know. Girl, I was a kid. You kids do dumb shit because they kids. I used to work at Frank's Nursery and Craft. It was in North Riverside, right? It was like, when you go into North Riverside, you gotta go past the Best Buy, and then on the right-hand side, before you go to the mall, there's the, it was Frank's Nursery and Craft, right? And I used to, I was on the cash register. Let me tell you what I used to do. So let's say you come and you come to the register and you do your stuff, right? You be like, okay, I'm gonna cash out. Back then, the credit card, everything was separate. It wasn't the same. So what I used to do is if your bill was like $37.41, right? I would charge your credit card $41 and whatever the cent is, and then take the $10 out the grocery store. Out the cash register. Out the grocery store, Lord Jesus. Out the cash register, right? So I would probably make about between like $80 and $100 doing that a day. Girl, today, till I get somebody down to the accounting department, started doing a reconciliation. I thought you just started scamming. You a whole professional. I know, child. Somebody down to the accounting department started saying, wait a minute now, store number 672 look a little funny on the on the P&L. A day, child. I didn't do it like every day. It would be like, I'd probably do it like, if I ain't work, I was a kid. I wasn't working every day. I was only working like specific days. So I would only do it like, let's say if I work 3 days a week, I would do it like 2 days a week. I wouldn't do it the whole time. Yeah. But yeah, I did that. It's one of my fun. I'm not proud of it. Never sounds proud of it. Oh God, we thank God for deliverance. Oh girl, please. I ain't the only person.
This, you know what? This is the thing. It don't come up no more. This is as far as it come up. I guess I didn't get the one with the extra long handle on it. It's fine. This one, I like the spin mop. You ain't got to touch it. I twisted the pole. This is as far as it go up. It only go to 48. What's 48? 2, 4, 6, 8. That's 4 feet. This 4 feet tall. This about 4 feet. This about 2 feet. This 2 more feet. The tallest it go to 48. That's it. It's not meant for me. It's meant for Maria. I love this mop. Girl, it don't the fuck go up. Extendable telescope. 22 to 36 inches or 36 to 48. Bitch, you got 2 choices. 22 to 36 or 36 to 48. That's it. It don't go no fucking higher than that. Okay? Now, do you want the flow clean or not? What the fuck do the size of the mop got to do? Girl, twist. I have twisted. Girl, down, up, down, up, down, up. I'll talk to y'all later. Breon. She crazy as hell, but so are you. The helper came in with a bathrobe. A bathrobe and a suitcase. A roll-on suitcase. Bitch, if you're not showing down with Darius Cooks with a bathrobe and a roll-on suitcase, what are you doing? Okay? Do not ask me why she came in there with that bathrobe on. She was fully dressed, but don't ask me. I don't know. And she had that suitcase. She fit right at home. Anytime you show up, and that's my first time ever meeting you, and you that comfortable, bitch, you at home. She ain't going nowhere. All right? Nowhere.
I'm spirited about this Darius thing. You can't be up in here playing games with my Darius. I will fight you. Okay, I'm not even a fighting person. I don't fight people. But I promise you, boy, what year is this? Back in the top of, what was it, 2014? It was the end of 2014 or the beginning of 2015 when Darius was given to me. And baby, we went through it over on Periscope. And that baby let everything be known. You know, he was opening up. And, you know, you learn his story. And you be like, you know what? Not on my watch, okay? Nobody else is going to come in here and nobody's going to come in here and mess with my Darius.
Police station. Why am I not in jail? Where's the record? Where's the Okay. Y'all believe anything, child. Okay. Then that's what happened. I saw women.
So much, you must wake up and just make up stuff. Cause I just do not understand why every time you talk, you tell a quick lie. You and your lies gotta go, because I'm tired of talking to Pinocchio. Then you had a nerve to look folks in the eyes, knowing that you telling them lies, you be telling them lies. I asked you about this, yeah, you lied about it. I asked you about that, yeah, you lied about it. Get them lies together, they all over the place. I bet if Jesus came back, you would lie to his face. Damn, Pinocchio, I guess you wanna see how far your nose can grow. I said, Pinocchio, I guess you wanna see how far your nose can grow. Now, boo! Let's go, start telling all them lies, number one. Let's go, cause I don't believe nothing you say at this point. Cause all you do is lie, 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 lie.
What's up, good people? Let me know that you can hear me in the chat by typing either Law and Order, because I am petty. I saw y'all comments. Y'all noticed the theme music under his Law and Order or Mugshots and Distractions. Either Law and Order or Mugshots and Distractions to let me know that you can hear me in the chat. Law and Order because I am petty, but I come with the receipts. And Mugshots and Distractions because I even noticed in the chat that people were distracted. And that was those of you commenting over the shenanigans of Darius Crooks over the weekend. He got you. He bamboozled you. He hoodwinked you. His plan worked. But we're going to get into that in a second. Thank you to everyone letting me know that you can hear me by typing either Law or Order. Law and Order or Mugshots and Distractions. We got Precious G. Good to see you, friend. Hope you are feeling better. Alice, Shanice, B. Hunt, Nicole, CS, and okay, it's a repeating name. Diamond Mystique and Starlina, yeah. Saint Senna, Radiant Goddess, Sandy, Sabrina, Explorer, Jackie, and everyone else who's letting me know you can hear me because my eyes start. Hey, Michelle, ATL and Brown, the God bloggers, the blog goddess. Wow. See, I can't be taking all this time off. I just get all messed up. Definitely follow her YouTube channel if you are not. Also, before I get too deep into any of the topics, please know that unfortunately our VIP text community that we've had for a few years is officially permanently down. I unfortunately found out this Saturday that they got rid of the tier. I've been with the company since they pretty much started. And And basically, it went from me paying, I think, about $50 a month for the service. And they upgraded at a point. It was $75, then $150. And they got rid of the tier, my entry-level tier. And now they're telling me that it will cost me about $500 a month to continue to have the VIP text community. So as you, so it's permanently down. And honestly, I would have kept it going just long enough to let y'all all know what we're doing and keep communicating with you for another month. They told me I had to lock into a 1-year contract. I was like, $5,000 to send some text messages? So I am working on finding us something else. But in the meanwhile, I have scrolling across the bottom of the screen here, my Linktree link. Please connect on there. Go to Linktree / IAmVellB. There, my email list is there because I'm going to move towards having an email list, and I'm still going to try to find us a text service, but they are all pretty costly now. I guess, you know, these companies have really gotten into it. I don't know what's happening, but anyway, they're all kind of costly, but I have one that may be a lot lower than $500, but I won't be able to communicate with you guys via text as much as I used to because they charge per text message. So we'll be using email more, and I'm working on a website and all of that. And so life lesson, I should have been already moving us towards our own platform for backup and stuff like that anyway. So please do that so that you can stay connected. And when we have something else for text communication, I will let you know. But in the meanwhile, the Linktree is the way to stay connected. It connects you to all of my platforms and lets you know where you can find me. And please sign up for that email list that is at the bottom when you scroll down. That way you can really stay connected. So tonight we have a special guest. I don't want to keep her holding too long. Last week, we talked about Darius Crooks' mugshot that came out of him assaulting an ex-employee at his Soul Crab Atlanta restaurant. And after that, we talked about part of the reason the confrontation happened in the first place was because he hadn't paid her. And she had said that even another employee had warned her during training, saying, hey, stay on him because I had to call the police because he wasn't paying me. So I shared the story of the kitchen comeback and the waitstaff there. It was a weekend event that Darius Crooks hosted back in January. Supposedly it was meant to help promote a struggling business in Sanford, Florida called Shantell's Just Until. As I already knew, it was all about Darius Crooks and from the get. And we basically seen it play out. In the very end, he ended up not paying the waitstaff the tips and still hasn't to this day. So I shared a video of a woman named Tonia Quarterman, who she was part of the waitstaff for that weekend, and she shared her story, and I played a little clip. Well, tonight, we have her as a special guest to give us insight to what was really happening behind the scenes at the kitchen comeback like we've never heard before. So I'm going to give a quick little overview, and then I'm going to pull her up. For those of you who aren't familiar with the story, I want you to know what we're talking about as we get into the questions. I'm going to be playing quite a few clips tonight. And so because I spoke with her over the weekend, and we did a pre-interview, I understand like her POV, her point of view on it. And so what I'm going to do is get an overview from her, and then we're going to just kind of go through the clips and have her expound on what was happening at certain given periods or highlights within the chaotic event that we saw. So, and then maybe towards the end, if not today, but definitely tomorrow, I'll touch on the distraction that Darius Crooks created over the weekend to keep everyone off of the topic of his mugshot and the fact that he's been lying for 5 years, saying that he had never been arrested and did not have any mugshots. And when it came out on Thursday of last week, what did he do? He brought up the situation with his childhood trauma of allegedly being molested by a cousin, mentioned the cousin name, shared text messages with from the family. Then when that died down by, what was that, Saturday evening or whatever, he then drummed up the stuff with Miss Netta. And I see some of y'all in the comment, he was talking about her clothes. He was talking about her clothes. Yeah, that was a distraction, y'all, because it wasn't about him. That was a viral situation happening all by itself. He put himself in the mix to start controversy, to keep y'all eyes off of the fact that he been lying about mugshots for 5 years. And a lot of y'all fell for it. A lot of y'all fell for it. Y'all got to watch. She's crafty. She's very crafty. Thank you to the 92% of you over here on the YouTube side who have said that you have liked and shared this video. If you have not as of yet, we are streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter this evening. Please share the video. Please like it, star it, heart it, whatever is appropriate on the platform you're viewing on. It is free to you, but it is greatly, it is invaluable to me and greatly appreciated for the growth of this platform. Poll question that's going out. Have you heard of Darius Cooks Kitchen Comeback event that occurred in January of 2024? So just a little background. Darius Crooks has been doing the restaurant reviews across the United States of Black-owned restaurants. I coined it the slanderous Black food restaurant reviews. There's some other names that people have come up. They call it the jealous food reviews, because it seems like he goes to Black establishments that have been in business for years and weathered the storms that he could not in his own businesses, and just nitpicks at them and drags them. And God forbid the owner got a retort or a nerve enough to stand up for themselves. Then he turns it into controversy and makes it a whole other thing. Happened multiple times, 5 or 6 different, more than that. I think it's like 10 or 11 restaurants across the country. And he's gotten into it with the owners because of his toxic behavior. So he ended up visiting Shantell's Justin Till in Sanford, Florida, doing one of his food reviews. He was there. He had some issues with her food, but she was receptive to the feedback. They ended up basically exchanging information. He was there also hosting one of his dining with diarrhea events, diabetes events, and he invited her there. Shantell attended the event. She was impressed by the crowd there and the vibe. You know, he plays R&B music and makes it feel, you know, like down home, like you're at a family member's house. And so she loved that. She saw the community that he has built. She didn't realize she was attending a cult meeting, but she enjoyed what she saw. And through that, they had some level of communication via text, etc. At a certain point, she shared with him that she was having struggles in her business financially, etc., and was asking if there was a way for him to help her out in some way financially, either through promoting her business or even possibly a loan. He said, I ain't giving you no money. I could have told her that. But he said, we can figure something out. Next thing you know, the kitchen comeback was birthed. And that was Darius Crooks was supposed to come to her restaurant and improve it. Trying to do like a oh my God, what's his name? Y'all put it in the chat. But like the chef that goes to the people's restaurants and he turns them around and makes them profitable. And so that was, although he's acting like it's something he created and invented, he was basically copying off of that format. And so here is our first clip. Once he and Shantell was open to him. It's not Keith Lee, y'all. He don't go Keith Lee don't turn nobody's restaurant around. He bring Chef Ramsay. Thank you, Angela. But yeah, Keith Lee go there and bring a crowd with him if he approves of it. Like people go there because he recommended it. He got a fan base. But yeah, Chef Ramsay goes there and literally turns the business around. So and works in the kitchen and all that good stuff. So Darius Crooks, here's a quick little clip of Darius Crooks. After he decided to have the event, he decided that there was ways that he could exploit the situation even more. One was he's gonna have the event, but then he said he started the idea of doing a documentary around it so that he could get clicks and views. So part of that was him sitting down with Shantell and recording a sit-down interview. And so here's just a clip of it.
Even alone,
Yeah.
you know, I just gift or even alone,
Yeah.
you know, I'm.
And so I was thinking, I don't know how I could even help her, right? I'm not giving you money. I'm not giving you a loan.
I said, well, I never knew about it.
When you say foreclosed, it's not like real estate foreclosed.
Yeah, like, yeah, this is.
Okay, so let's make sure I get this right. You have a mortgage on the building?
No.
No mortgage on the building?
Right.
So how are you foreclosed?
They said I got $63,000 in fines.
So after that, Darius, during the same visit, Darius Crooks does a walkthrough tour of Shantell's restaurant. He's, planning on what's needed, asking her questions about her setup, et cetera, et cetera. And so here's a 1 minute clip of that. It's much longer, but we're just doing clips because we're trying to get our guest on. Oh, and the volume might be real low. Try to do best I can with it. Let me see, because I'm screen sharing. Hopefully this will work.
Sitting at Shantell's Just Until. So this is the outside sitting at Shantell's Just Until. So a couple of tables, which this works really well. We're in Orlando, so typically it's a little warmer outside. So people can sit out, have a good time. She's got fans going, so we can circulate the air, and all that's going to be amazing, right? So you got these tables here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll fix it up, right? A couple people can sit out here. You got all the full seating on the inside, and then beyond that, the beautiful thing is there's a patio out back. Right, so we're going to have the patio up as well. So you got seating at the patio, you got seating inside, you got seating up front. I don't even know how we're going to follow this, but you know what? It's not my job, right? My job is to get the people here, or do that, and the other job is to make sure that kitchen is ran as tightly as possible. So that's what we're doing. All right, so this is the outside, you got the inside.
So that was Darius Crooks. Doing his walkthrough, I felt like he was laying the groundwork to be able to not take accountability for fully what would fully happen with the event. Mind you, when he did that tour, it was about a month maybe before, 3 to 4 weeks before. Closing out this poll question: have you heard of Darius Cooks Kitchen Comeback event that occurred in January? 84% of you have, 16% of you have not. That's why I wanted to do a quick little overview before we get too deep, so we don't have 16% plus, because more people will be joining lost. So next poll question: even if you knew about it, did you follow it closely while it was going down? Because it was pretty much going viral in the world of Darius Crooklyn. So during I don't even know. I'm going to skip this part. No, I'll do this. So during the training, before the event actually started, Darius Crooks was there with his crew. And Darius Crooks, as usual, because I want to point this out to show that Darius Crooks is usually juggling, multiple projects at a time, 5 to 6 different ventures at one time, which means that none are really being ran properly and up to par. So you'll get to see with what Darius Crooks is talking about in this next clip, what he has going on in his mind as he's supposedly supposed to be putting this top-notch event together that's supposed to help Shantell turn her business around and make a ton of money.
Not for the groundbreaking. I don't got to be there for that. But I will go back for progress, so like in the middle. And then obviously when it's done at the end. Right. And all the exciting Bali things, are you still going to have the pound cake storefront? Probably not.
So mind you, he's right now in Shantell's restaurant. They are preparing for this event. I get a little like everybody but him, preparing for the event. He's standing there on his IG Lives, and he's talking about all of his other business ventures that he has planned well, had planned before the fried catfish shop, the Carolina Pound Cake Company, the trap bakery that was supposed to be reopened that was illegally ran in Georgia the first time around. And also then the Bali thing had come up. So that's what he's talking about here. While he's at Shantell, why can't he just get through this event?
Probably not. Like, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I ain't even gonna bullshit you. For what? Every dollar you make in a restaurant in America, you only keep 15 cents of every dollar. In Bali, every dollar you make in a restaurant, you keep 74 cents. It's a matter of economics at this point. It's a matter of numbers, right? When I got ready to do pound cakes and when I got ready to do pound cakes and the fish company, Bali was never in the picture, right? Indonesia was never in the picture, right? It just didn't exist at the point when I got ready to do it. Now that it's in the picture, soft life me, please. Okay, soft life me. Bro, what I'd rather do? Ship pound cakes or fly back and forth to Bali? I'll be back. See you when I return. I'll see you when I get back. The kitchen comeback is this weekend. That's what we're here for now. Yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking about it, but I don't know what to tell y'all.
So again, he's at the kitchen comeback, but he's worried about all these other business ventures and obviously not giving his full attention to where he's at. So poll question, we're closing out. Did you follow this story in real time as it occurred in January of 2014? 65% of you did, 35% of you did not. That's why we're here. We're breaking it down for you, and I'll break down a little bit more after our guest. So speaking of our guest, last poll question before we pull her up. Did you know that Darius Crooks scammed the waitstaff for the kitchen comeback out of their tips? Did you know that they were not paid their tips and Darius Crooks had an excuse, well, many excuses for why he did not pay them their tips? Did you know that? So I'm going to just show you the clip that I played on last week so you know. And I need to do a retraction. This is a clip from last week that I played that included our guest. And this
in there, whatever court thing, whatever they got going on.
The lady at the bottom, I came to learn this weekend, is not a D-hagger, not a D-hiver. She is actually the friend of LaTonya, and they put on this Q&A for the purposes of asking and putting out those sort of questions that some of the naysayers would have. And so that's why the questions from the lady at the bottom seem to be, as we were polling and talking about, seem to have a D-hag-esque vibe to them. It was because that was on purpose. So I wanted to definitely clear that up because I want nobody to see her in the street thinking, you know, she calling her D-hiver. So anyway, with that, no further ado, we're going to bring up our guest, LaTonya Quarterman. Let me pull that down. Hello, how are you?
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Tonya. It's just Tonya.
Oh, just Tonya. Well, how are you today? First of all,
Fabulous every day.
Excellent. Let our audience know a little bit about you, just a little bit about your background and how you ended up becoming connected to the kitchen comeback.
I do a lot of different businesses, and I've done sold jewelry before and things like that. That's how I ran into Shantell. So I met Shantell some years ago now, probably more than 10 years ago now, and she had her restaurant in Sanford, and we just hit it off, and we used to do some of the jewelry parties and things like that. So now I just know her, go to the restaurant sometimes, and so the event, how I got involved with the kitchen comeback, I saw the same kitchen comeback thing on there, and I saw Shantell's picture on it. So I was like, "Oh, okay, girl. Let me. Good. Congratulations. I'm glad you're doing this." Because I followed Darius, because when I'm cooking, I I look up recipes and stuff. So he's always come up on there. So, never followed his other social media. So I didn't really know all the, the other stuff. And then, so when I saw her on there, I was messaging her, telling her congratulations. I hope it works out for her. And I was asking her some questions like, how is it? So what is he going to do? Is he going to redo your menu? And because I saw his video on what he thought about her food and stuff like that. And I do know she had struggles with, some of the staff, just being upside down with a lot of different things. So I was like, I'm glad, you're going to get the help. So I'm thinking he's going to do like maybe Robert Irvine would and come in and really help her. So for me digging, I was like, so are you going to keep the menu? Is he going to? And she was like, no. And then I was like, so what's the point? Like, what is he going to, And then during all those conversations, I came across your videos. And then I sent her, I was like, girl, you might want to take a step back. You might want to check this out. But she was having some problems like reading or even clicking on the videos. And, so after I didn't hear from her back, I mean, she was going back and forth with me and she seemed like she was not in a negative way. She was just, saying, well, she was trying to have a positive attitude about it. I was like, girl, I wrote her a long text like this. I was like, girl, get your I's dotted, your T's crossed. Amex is known to charge back anything, get your money, get your money up front. So, and then one day I just decided to stop in because just to make sure, are you getting this stuff? Because this thing is getting close. Are you getting my messages? And that's when I was able to like push it and show her how to, get the videos. And she said, I'm really interested. I want to watch it. But it was already, the deal had already been done. But thank goodness she must have took heed to something, some of the warnings, because at first he was going to do that 60-40 split, kind of like what he did with y'all, and then say, oh, the net sales and all that crap. So I'm glad, because he's been like, oh, I didn't, after the food costs and all that, you ain't getting nothing out of this, So I'm glad she got her 25,000 or whatever it was up front.
So what was your assessment of Darius upon meeting him in person? So because you knew of him as an influencer from the, his cooking recipes, etc.
I was watching him with my good eye. Yeah. I was like, no, I said, like, I saw how he went through and looked at everything and kind of said, I didn't know how he was going to do it because it's small in there, and how he was going to accommodate all these people. But he seemed to have a plan. He put all these like paper on the wall and organized the chefs that he hired. He organized them. So, told each one what they were going to do and stuff. And then when it came to us, though, it was a little less professional. He was like, you better ask them how much gratuity they want to add to the ticket because you all can only swipe once. Like he said, how he's got his system. We're going to put in all the orders. And then, so if their ticket is $100 and when you go put it into the other system and however much they tell you to add, you add it to that. And so now if they want to leave $20, you put $120 and swipe it in my other system. And I remember telling him, I don't want to solicit tips. I feel like that's unprofessional. Like, and he was like, well, you must be don't want no tips then. I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna have to ask, I guess I'm gonna have to do it. So, that was.
So what exactly did your training encompass that on that Wednesday? He talks about how he had what was that on Wednesday or something? You guys supposed to have an all-day training or
it wasn't no all-day training. It was I don't remember it being that anyway. I have these, let me see, I want to find one without nobody's phone number on it. Okay, so he gave us these things right here had what the items were. So there was a stack of these on each table with a pencil, with some pencils. And he told us that the customer is going to put down how many of each item they want. So if they wanted 3, whatever it was, like say 3 lobster and biscuits on a stick or whatever, that's what they put down on here. So we couldn't really get it wrong. Whatever they put on here, we would upsell them and tell them, whatever. And then we go take this and put it into the into the Square restaurant system that he had. It totals everything for you and everything. So whatever, but he made us put it in courses, which I had never heard of anything like that before. You put in your starters, your appetizers, and then we couldn't put in the entree until the appetizer came out. And they weren't seating anybody new until the appetizers were put in, or something to that effect. Till the appetizer went out, then he would let LaQuinty seat somebody else. So then after that, we had to put the desserts in after the.
So did the patrons have an option to say, like, sometimes when I'll order my starter or appetizer with an entree, like depending on what the starter is, I might want both of them together.
You'd have heard his mouth. Like, why are there appetizers and entree? Like, you'd have heard that. Yeah, we'd have heard about that.
Wow.
I just thought about, he was charging $7 for iced tea and $7 for lemonade.
What?
Out of order, yes.
How big was the?
It was just regular
cup
glass for free refills.
Wow.
Remember, first he thought it was like $3 or something, but whatever was in his system was $7, and he was like, "Okay, it's cool, they'll pay it."
But he made a big deal. I don't want to get too ahead of us, but he made a big deal of Shantell just saying, "Can we add some level of percentage, 20% or less?" for the person who would do carry out, because they wouldn't have any tables to get tips from. And I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't charge my people. They didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh, he would charge them.
Well, I know this, but it's the theatrics of all of that for me. And you telling us that he charged $7 for lemonade or tea
and sweet tea. Yep.
Wow. So you just spoke of LaQuinty. And how, well, it sounds like she was more in charge. Like you said, he would tell LaQuinty when she could allow more people in. So that doesn't sound like Shantell is in control of
it. The front of the house. That was a lie. A bold.
Repeat that a little bit, because I think your volume went low.
That was a bold-faced lie. I don't know why I heard him myself tell her, Shantell, you just go around and be Shantell. You touch tables, you make sure everybody's all right and stuff like that. He said, we played this game. This was part of the training. We played this game with the front of the house and the back of the house. And, like that, the game is not to seat anybody until they get their appetizers, etc. You see what I'm saying? So that was their little game. LaQuinty was doing the front door. She was outside in the front door with her laptop. And I guess she had the list of people who had reservations. And she was letting them in when we put in our appetizers for the people we seated.
So let me play this clip. So for those who aren't familiar with LaQuinty, I actually got two of them. I'm gonna play them. They're short, like a minute or so. And then if you remember any of these moments, we can elaborate on them. Do a screen share. Here we go.
It's Miss Quinn. ITSMISSQUIN. Jeremy probably got me tagged in one of them stories he got too. Yeah, customer service is around here. We're trying to create a good experience. We're trying to create an experience for these people. And unfortunately, part of that is waiting. But Darius is only one half of this operation. That's what people aren't understanding. He was only in charge of the back of the house. So, I stepped in to help my friend. We stepped in to help our friend. But he was supposed to have a paid partner. Thank you, girl. Thank you, Cornelia. I'm doing the best I can with what I have. I'm trying, y'all. We working together. We a team. Because y'all know we going on the Three Kings tour. So this is a nice little trial run. But we have all of the control under that. So thanks, Leisha. We appreciate you. Yeah. Thanks, Wayne. Keeping hope alive. All right, y'all. I got to get back on my post. All right? We're going to see y'all later. I'll circle back.
So here's the other clip. I meant to turn it off. Here's the other clip. So I want you to, this one's 43 seconds. I just want us to talk about her as a whole.
You can't do that. Great. Because you're doing exactly what you're saying. It's a concern for her. I'm not, I don't, it's chaotic and it's not easy either.
Well, I shouldn't have done it. Yeah, I was like, it's not complicated at all.
With hundreds of people. All right, well, listen.
They don't have to, but you got 24 cases of alcohol. That you ain't gonna, well, I'm just saying, you got 24 cases of alcohol. We ain't went through 3.
Yeah.
And you got 75 cases, and we went through 3 of them. So that's no problem. You'll have it. You can't take it, you can't return it. It's alcohol, but no problem. I was just trying to use it, you know, but it's no problem.
But I don't see it being no different from.
So I want us to start with that first clip where LaQuinty is saying, I'm just here for the customer service, and oh my God, it's just so much, but he just doesn't have a good paid partner. And it's, elaborate, please.
But I mean, it was my understanding she was brought there by him, like as his assistant or some kind of coordinator or something like that. So I don't know if she really jumped in just to help, but as far as I understood, she was paid by him and supposed to be there as some kind of coordinator.
And yeah, she was. She definitely, because she was working for him for the Three Kings tour, which then failed miserably right after the kitchen comeback. So, but so other than that, I think you mentioned before, how was your working relationship with her?
With LaQuinty?
Uh-huh.
She was fine. Like she was all right. I mean, the only thing I didn't like was how she sometimes we would be talking to her and she would go back and tell him stuff. But other than that, I mean, she was all right.
Yeah. She definitely was looking at the long game from her point of view, because she didn't know who she was really dealing with either. She was impressed by the perceived wealth, the glitz and the glam, and she thought this was, he might hire me on, and I'm gonna have to come up
doing all his events for him and stuff.
Yeah,
and then she did go with him to that out there in Chicago somewhere, like far out.
And that was supposed to be the Three Kings tour, and then it got canceled.
Little deposit.
Yeah,
I was like, that's gonna be off the subject. Yeah.
It's fine. We're talking about
that's like, wow, who hasn't rented an event space like that? And where does it cost $21,000 to seat 300 people?
All of that. So she was wrapped up in it. Like, I get that she just kind of was. Somebody say Diana saying she's pretty much drunk on his Kool-Aid, and in that moment she was getting to know him. And then literally within less than a month later, she was dropped off and dumped like everybody else. So, you know, the conversation in that second clip, were you a part of that conversation or around it?
I don't even know. I couldn't see if I was in there or not.
When they were talking about the alcohol, because I noticed, I think he said he ordered 75 cases of.
It was a lot.
And they only used, what, 2 or 3?
It wasn't liquor. It was like wine.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just wine. So,
and
I don't remember 75. I don't know how many cases. I know the lady Tammy made the people get him out of her truck when he walked out and left. So I don't know if it was that many. And they didn't. I don't think they used that much. Just like Shantell said, they only used like 3 cases of the wine
for this sold out event.
Right. It wasn't sold. It was more like, oh, here's reservations. I'm putting 1,000 or 1,200 up there, and they don't have to pay for them. So of course everybody gonna grab 5 and 10 of them and make it look that curated mess.
So moving on, because I want to cover the people, and then we'll get into the details of that stuff.
Can I say one more thing? Because some people are talking about 75 cases of wine is audacious as hell. He bought a whole bunch of unnecessary shit. Like a whole bunch of extra accent cases. He bought a whole bunch of stuff. I figured he was gonna charge it back, so he didn't care.
That's probably exactly what was happening. That was exactly what. There you go. And could have been part of his deal with the other chefs too.
Oh yeah, to get some of this stuff when I leave. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna share. Moving on to Jeremy. I'm gonna play a couple clips of Jeremy. So people can get familiar who aren't, and refresh your memory on some of the things from that weekend. Let's do Corey because I don't have a separate clip with Corey. But what's your assessment of Corey? What was your interaction like with Corey for those who don't know who he is?
Oh boy, Corey was like, he was a little annoying. He was a little annoying. He just was like, when I said he was like kind of like Darius Jr. He was there with his live stream on, doing his, doing his own little live stream thing. And that's Shantell's daughter right there helping him in the bar right there, by the way.
So. And thank you for mentioning that because that was part of the discussion or him, Darius Crooks saying she ain't had no bartenders. Where she was going to talk about, I was supposed to have 2 bartenders. Where's my bartenders? I never saw my bartenders. She kept saying they were there, but I never saw them. So now you're pointing out a bartender.
Were you seeing you saw who were there with Corey?
Right.
I mean, I don't think she might not have been there the whole time, but neither one of them was like, it wasn't that busy. It wasn't that busy to need 2 bartenders. And he's this 7-figure bartender. So it's like, I think he could handle the volume that was coming through there. But I don't know. I don't see why he would be there all those days if he wasn't supposed to be there.
Interesting.
Yeah, because these were the last ones to walk. They were some of the last ones to walk out. They didn't expect for him to walk out either. He was like, I guess we're leaving.
They said I guess we're leaving.
I guess we're leaving.
Crazy. Okay, let's play a little bit of Jeremy to refresh our memories. Oh, I forgot his music. That was the reason I had that on mute. Let me get to the part where he's talking. So that's Corey making Jeremy a drink. Then he's going. So not Corey, but Jeremy, what I noticed from the live parts of his live that I did catch, he seemed like he was carrying bones to Darius quite a bit as well. Looked like he was getting information and then running to Darius. And this was no, this wasn't that situation, but this is issue a customer had or something.
That stuff is whatever is. The lady said, I'm just telling you what the lady asked me. She said it is, the stuff is whatever flavor is in the devil is it in the pineapple chutney stuff too that goes on top of short ribs because it tastes like it's something aftertaste that you do. Okay, well, y'all, they said it's 2 different things, so I don't know what she was talking about. She said that pineapple, the chutney tasted like devil eggs. Yeah, she said it was good on the short rib, but whatever it was in the devil eggs wasn't good.
Oh, it's the lime butter on the wings.
That mold, they got onto the devil. Okay, I'm gonna go tell her. I know what it is now.
What it is?
Okay, the citrus butter that was on the wings is what got into the egg, and that's what you taste.
Okay, because of the music, I'm gonna keep playing it. So when it comes to the food, what was the overall reception like? These people are complaining that something was touching something, or I guess the flavor got mixed in.
You know how the Hive is. Everything is delicious. And then, there were some people that complained about certain things like a raw lobster tail coming out and, and, stuff like that. But, we were able to like, I'm so sorry. Let me take it back.
But it wasn't like perfection. Every meal that came out, everybody was like, it's amazing. No complaints, none of it. It wasn't that. The way he presents it, like
he was saying that all the food went out with no problem. Like the food was correct, like that. But as far as everybody liked everything, I don't know. I can't really say. But people were saying, "Oh, everything's delicious. Oh, yes, everything's fine." Yeah, they were saying that, and those are probably his friends that he was catering to there. But the ones that come and spend that kind of money for that is like you already know they think it's
because they probably flew there and everything else.
Right.
Drove 12 hours to see him.
But I give him the part, like some of the ideas were good, but you can tell by the menu it wasn't meant for Shantell's.
Yeah. It was nothing meant for her to be able to improve her restaurant and
it was that was his event. And it was his event.
Right.
It was a rented space for 3 days, period.
but then he put all the blame for
Put all
everything
the
that
blame
went
on
wrong
Shantell.
on
That
Shantell.
was cap. That was all cap.
Okay, one more clip of Jeremy. I forgot what this one is.
You could be anybody. You could be anybody you want to on the internet. I'm a celebrity label, child. You could be anybody. You could be anybody you want to on the internet. I'm a celebrity label, child. Baby, I'm telling you one thing. These folks is lined up out here for this food. I don't know if we having a repast out here or a family reunion. People out here, y'all, it's folks everywhere. This folks everywhere. I think we having a family reunion. They got folks everywhere.
Oh my God.
Hey there. All right. Y'all all right? Hey there. How y'all doing?
They're killing me with this music.
Oh my God. They said, did he cook anything besides the biscuits? Not that I saw. And then it said, did the staff get to taste the food?
Yeah, I'd start those. Yeah.
Like he didn't do a tasting. Whatever I tasted was just because I got the hookup maybe later on or something like that, just to taste it. I did ask him for a taste. Oh, look, I gotta take that back. I asked him for a taste of something I wanted to try the next day. And you know, all you gotta do is compliment him on some stuff, and then he was just like, "Oh yeah, sure, go taste it or whatever." Like, yeah, come tell him to fix your son. But I think it should have just been different. We didn't get any breaks, go eat something, none of that. So it was like, if you got something, you just did the best you could. That's why those girls were at McDonald's that morning. So
okay, so I actually we'll wait on that because I have it as a part of so here's Darius Crooks with the biscuits, for those who aren't familiar what we're talking about when it comes to that. Here we go. So we don't even need to hear this for the most part. So when Darius Crooks says that he was on his feet for 12 to 14 hours, is that cap? Was he actually making biscuits for 12 to 14 hours?
Making biscuits once. And at some point, I think they ran out one of the days, and I don't know, but he had his little stool back there, that little yellow stool he was sitting on, leaning, talking to the people on the live most of the day, and sprinkling the parsley and stuff, and putting the chimichurri and the, what is it, the chow chow on the plates before they went out.
And you mentioned the greens, that you tasted the greens, and you said a couple times. Tell us that story.
I tasted the greens, and I said I felt like they tasted just like Shantell's greens until you put the chow chow on it. Now the chow chow made it hit, so I can't take that away from him. I was like, "Where'd you come up with that idea?" He was like, "Just being fat."
Nope. He actually stole that recipe from. Yeah, he stole that too.
Right. Wow.
He always acts like he invented everything. This is the the sitting time, the break.
Thank you. 10 to 15. What you said? 14 hours. That's 14 hours. We were on our feet for the 12 hours a day. I don't know what he's talking about.
And then I think I have the. So he was basically sitting there waiting for items to come out, and I don't know if you. Well, no, I'll wait on that part. But were you around, or did you see? I have this clip here of him having a breakdown and blaming Shantell. I don't know if you've seen this. I wanted to get your thoughts on, for one, if you saw it, but if not, just your thoughts in general.
Everybody sit on my floor.
Yeah. It's like,
I could, but I need you to get out the way. And I gotta put somebody in places that know this shit.
yeah.
I can't do it without you.
Yeah.
You know?
I think
Now,
that's what
listen, get that shit. Listen,
that's it.
you walking around, if anybody should be walking around dancing, it should be you.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
I definitely didn't see this, but I'm trying to hear who that is talking to him.
I think it's LaQuinty, I think. But I think they reach in for a hug, so maybe you'll be able to notice.
You know, and it's like, for what? I'm doing this for you, for what? Well, she told me the shit just now for the generator. I swear to you, my bag was packed. I'm ready to go.
No, I wasn't there for this.
Jeremy said something was going on, and I was scared to leave.
So, were you aware of that?
I didn't see that. I think that was the morning because he said when she told me the generator went out, I was like, so maybe because I mean that is a lot for the generator to go out the morning of the, you know what I mean? I would understand him fill it up, you know, like, oh shoot, what am I gonna do? But I didn't see that. I think that might have happened before I got there because when I got there is when he said the generator went out and he threw away 40 pounds of lobster, and I was like, what? Why would you do that? You better crank that grill up back there and make it happen. So he just
and what you explained to me during our other conversation was in Florida having power outages. So you just explain like
hurricanes, power outages all the time, and as long as your stuff is in the freezer or in the deep freezer, if you leave it shut, it's not gonna defrost. It should be fine.
Because we're talking about a few hours from what Shantell was saying when I saw her lives. Maybe the generator went out somewhere around, I think she said 4 or 5 a.m. It wasn't like at midnight or 9 p.m. the night before. So it wasn't that long. And it was because it was a walk-in freezer and all of that, it should have been able to hold those freezing temperatures for some hours, long enough to, it was the last day. So it should have basically been able to hold it long enough to get it cooked up, like you said, on the grill or something.
Yeah. See, somebody said that's the norm for us down here. Like, I don't know. I just chalked it up like, oh, well, maybe it has to be a certain temperature because it's a restaurant. But I don't see how it could have spoiled that fast.
And also, he doesn't care about safe serve and cooking temperatures and all that. Because he had the I don't know if that was chicken or whatever it was in those huge pans, and they were sitting stacked on top of each other out. And people caught it in the live and screenshot it. I have them somewhere, but
oh wow, yeah. See, I didn't see that.
And they have been sitting out while he was sitting there on his live. So, and plus, we all know we see enough of his stuff to know.
I didn't see the lobster. I didn't see the ones he supposedly threw away or whatever. They just said that he passed out some big heavy bags and told them to take it to the dumpster. But that's like all hearsay. I don't know. I wasn't there for that. And let me see. They said that's why he was 86 and so much stuff by Saturday. I think they ran out of stuff that was prepped. There was still food in the freezer. So maybe the prep stuff, and then, he left. It was late. We were there late and he left. So maybe it wasn't, it was a lot of stuff going on Saturday. Maybe they just didn't prep the stuff for Sunday and it was just the leftover stuff. Cause I remember him, he was 86 and a lot of stuff, telling people like, oh, we out of this or we out of that. And I don't want to give you the scraps, basically.
Yes, I saw that. That was Saturday night. Cause he was sending them away. He was saying y'all had no more food. Now you weren't in the kitchen though, but did you have any knowledge or did you know that to be true or not true?
I couldn't tell you where I just was. If he said it was gone, if they said it was gone, it was gone. And I just had to, like, maybe they might have ordered it and I'd have to go tell them, oh, that there's no more of that or whatever. So
and about what time in the evening did that start to happen where it seemed like the menu was starting to fall apart?
I would guess like 8:39. Because we left there like 10 something. Yeah. So.
And what was the reaction from the hive?
They would get something else. A couple of people would get mad, like maybe at us, but then I feel like those people were gonna be mad anyway So
Shantell, did I pull it up? I did. Shantell, back to this reservation thing. So Darius Crooks have been promoting that the event he had, I think he was saying he had somewhere around 1,500 reservations. To I'm gonna play this clip first. It's 37 seconds. So, oh god, there's
see Corey walking around with his phone.
Right, filming.
He's not behind the bar. He live streaming the people.
Here it is.
All right. People been here all day.
All day, been here.
All day. So they were busy. All the course throughout the whole day.
That's correct.
People been here all day.
All day, been here.
So that was that as crowded as it got? Did it get busier than that?
No, because it was people. They wouldn't see anybody unless they, the kitchen was clear. And I saw them stop the kitchen for biscuits running out. And so if you stop the kitchen, it doesn't matter if it's an empty table. You can't do anything. You can't put in the orders. You ain't letting us punch in the orders. Why are you putting in stuff if so?
So the biscuits are out. That means nobody can have nothing until the biscuits are
right.
running again.
He would stop the kitchen on all kind of different things. Okay, well, we got to get caught up on appetizers. And then meanwhile, he'll be on his live saying, yeah, like the people are out there waiting, just blaming Shantell. It's like, really? And, we just looking like, wow,
To your knowledge, were people, in fact, waiting up to like 6 hours? That's what I heard.
Absolutely. They better than me.
Okay, in your opinion, as a person who worked there, I don't know if you mentioned it earlier here in this live, but I know we talked about you having experience in your past as a waitress. So you worked in the restaurant industry.
Yes.
In your professional opinion, if it was running as it should have, would that wait time for those people have been anywhere near that 6 hours?
If we were able to put in the orders, but see, the kitchen would have had to keep up with that. If it fell apart and we were doing it in these piecemeal like this, I can't imagine what it would have been like if we'd have just entered the whole order that the people put in and picked it up when it was ready and served the people. We'd have been turning those tables a whole lot faster.
Do you think it was? I mean, they only got so much capacity to cook so much, depending on the size of the kitchen and all of that. But do you attribute any of it to Darius's way of running it? Like, did it seem like a lack of knowing how to operate something like that?
I think the idea was good, but you have to you got to pivot and stuff like that. You have to be able to pivot. Okay, if the biscuits run out, okay, 86 the biscuits, we got to, do something else. And we definitely should have been seating more people. It's just as sure as we were bringing food out to people and there was an empty table, there's no reason they shouldn't have been seated. But he was saying that he didn't want them to be seated until the people got their food, so they're not sitting there for an hour. He'd rather them be sitting in the line for an hour than sitting at the table for an hour.
So, okay, I'm gonna say this first. My issue was I saw him, I think on a couple occasions, trying to force Shantell to go out there and ask the people to get up from the patio tables who were sitting while they were waiting. So he wanted them to literally stand on their feet for hours. I would rather you sit me at a table and let me, in some cool air, talk to my friends for an hour. If I'm treating this like a recreational adventure, then I'm gonna have more patience than I would on a lunch break for work or whatever. So I would rather you do that than to tell me to stand up on my feet outside on concrete for hours before I could, that I just didn't get that part. Here's a clip kind of related to this, because the other big contentious thing was he kept blaming why people weren't being seated outside on Shantell. And I was just baffled because it seemed like Shantell would never clear it up. And I still, at the end, even the day after, never feel like she just kept saying, no, these areas were open, but she never said, but he wasn't letting people sit there.
He would have had to allow LaQuinty to seat somebody there. But the people that were waiting, there were so many people out there waiting. That's where they were sitting in 80-something degrees outside. So that's where they were sitting and waiting. And so when people would come up or the next reservation would come up, she would give us a number. She would call one of us out there, give us a number, and tell like which table they want to sit at or whatever. So if people were sitting out there waiting, there was nowhere for them to, sit out there and eat, I guess.
So here's a clip of how Darius Crooks responded to this situation. I wish Shantell would just stand up for herself. I just wish she would. Oh my God, it's so sad. So sad.
At the end. So apparently you guys have been waiting for a long time, I'm hearing. So let me just tell you.
Apparently you guys have been waiting for a long time, I'm hearing. As if he don't know, because he got nothing to do with that. Let me finish paying, because it's so ridiculous.
It's something so that you're aware. When we planned this, we had 3 places to sit, because we knew a lot of people were coming. We had the front patio, we had the inside, and we had the back patio. I don't own this space. Why the front patio and back patio are not open, I have no idea. You see where I'm at. If you're watching my live stream, you know exactly where I've been standing the whole time. I will have a conversation with her. I don't know why the front is not open. I don't know why the back is not open. We anticipated a large crowd. This should have been planned out. The only thing I can do is run back of the house. I should have had a competent business partner running the front of the house. All right? I thank you for your patience. I'm getting food out as fast as I can. The kitchen is sitting down waiting on more people.
For the first time ever.
I'm telling you where we at. I'm telling you where we are. So, and everybody, you all know why you're here. Everybody has seen the videos. You know what's going on. This is why y'all here. This is part of the problem.
The lies.
So, and I appreciate it. I'm gonna go as fast as I can to get y'all in, get y'all out. But the issue is places to sit. There's no reason this shouldn't be open and the back shouldn't be open.
Bye-bye.
I'll let you know what I come up with, all right? You're welcome.
So he just go ahead.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, now I do know that she does have the back open sometimes. I don't know why there was nothing set up back there. I thought it was gonna be set up back there too. But him trying to blame her that's why people were sitting out there like, okay, we had tables on the inside that people weren't seated at. So
we even saw that on the live. People pointed out it was at points. We saw y'all sitting down, Corey sitting down. It was empty tables, and yet it's supposedly a crowd outside. I'm like, how is the waitstaff sitting down? It looked like y'all was waiting, but it had to be because he had stopped the kitchen.
Because they got to believe him and not their lying eyes.
Yeah. And then he go, but it's mind-blowing that he's so sinister to create theatrics and a narrative like that with the real people involved on the other side of the wall. And he's sitting that line on a social media where y'all could see. I mean, y'all busy, so y'all not. And I could tell Shantell didn't know a lot of this until the end because she was pretty much engaged in what was happening on her own live streams and not watching what he was up to. Meanwhile, he's just creating the chaos.
Yep.
Like a Tasmanian devil spinning around there. And then pointing the finger at everybody but himself, but he's literally creating all of the issues. Craziness. Absolutely craziness.
This is after I saw what he was talking about her. After I sent her this ninja, I was like, I'm here watching YouTube and I don't like this mess. And she didn't know what happened. Yeah.
So then we have later, I don't know if this was that evening, this is Friday night. Is this the same one? Oh, this is just Shantell's footage of the crowd, but I'll just keep it in here. This music gets me every time. But I never saw And you see the people are sitting outside, and there's Shantell sitting with them.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting outside, they waiting to be set. And they're sitting at tables that could have food going out to them.
Mm-hmm. And you see that little laptop there, that's where she's...
LaQuinty is right there. That's her station.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a lot of people just sitting there looking like they waiting.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really see people eating. Everybody kind of just
waiting on their food. Yep.
They packing up right there.
Hmm.
Yeah, it look like everybody kind of waiting. I mean, but let him tell it. It was pandemonium, like so many people to serve constantly. And there's an empty table right there, but you got people outside. Ain't nobody eating.
I'm trying to see about what time. This was from Friday, you said?
Yeah, I think this is Friday, unless my notes are wrong, but I titled it from Friday. It says January 27th, yeah.
It really?
It could be wrong, though. It could be wrong.
There I go, right there.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Okay, so...
And he looked confused. What he staring at? He ain't moving. He just staring at something over somebody's food.
Oh, my God.
Let me see if
there's LaQuinty. Okay. Tony. I'm trying to see if that's the night. I hope somebody I could tell you what night it is if I see some of the customers. I don't know these people.
I mean, nobody's eating. So I wonder if he had just shut down the kitchen and it was starting back up, maybe.
I wonder, because the people that I see in that other corner there, I kind of thought it was Saturday night. What night was it that he canceled that he told everybody the food was?
I think that was Saturday night.
Saturday, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I was like, I think it seems like Saturday night, but I don't remember.
But yeah, just showing overall, just it ain't what. Oh, you bringing out some food now, but it's not what the way that he describes it again. But these are shots from other perspectives, not just his camera with him sitting there just showing what he want to show, which is just him, and then describing everything else. You're literally getting to see what was really happening. Then this one where he, this is another time he comes out about the long wait. Here it is. Now, this is, I think, the time that Shantell finally comes out. But what Shantell didn't know at this point is that he had been literally dragging her all day. She didn't know that. But even in this moment, she had enough, obviously.
But I can't leave. If I leave, the kitchen goes down. I understand. I understand. I understand. I understand. I understand. You gotta understand, I put my trust for the front of the house in the front of the house partner. That is what I did.
I can't stand you saying in front of the house. It's not all front of the house. This one is a team. All right, so don't act like, don't blame nobody.
Y'all have a good night. Because if I stay here, you're not gonna like what I'm getting ready to say.
Now,
that's what probably happened, why he started 86 and all that food, because I don't know why. Because if this is Saturday night, that's probably a conversation they had outside, and he walked out basically like he did the next morning. Anytime somebody challenged him,
yes,
you know, and it made sense, he would walk out. I didn't understand why he left either. The Saturday night, it was like we could have just finished it up.
Come on.
So that's him taking the pictures with the D hat, because they don't care about him snapping like this. It's like, oh, please let me take a picture with you, though. It's serious. It's deep over there. Wow. So this, okay, now we get into the McDonald's story. So this I want clarity on, because this is when he started making it like everybody involved but him and his team didn't care about anything and weren't doing anything. Let's see. Pulling this up, the McDonald's clip.
It's 11:10. I don't see silverware rolls. I don't see ice ready. I don't see glasses ready.
That's front of the house. So, like, what you doing? All your food spoiled, right? On Sunday morning.
What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?
Pay us our doggone money from the previous 2 days.
So we lost refrigeration overnight. I made refrigeration.
This is when the crying started, no?
A lot of stuff.
Yeah, this is when the crying started.
Good morning to you too. So at some point, I want to go over the changes with everybody, but 4 of the servers went to McDonald's. 4 of the servers went to McDonald's. So I can't even go over the changes.
It didn't matter if part of the service was at McDonald's. I was there. We were straight.
And I thought he was waiting on the chefs to like tell him what they had left so that he could learn. And it seemed like he was doing that even up to the time of y'all talking about the tips.
Yeah.
So, okay. But again, we know.
That's what I'm saying. He was blaming from the, I don't see any silverware rolled. All the servers are gone. But your power went out and you just had to throw away all that food. So which one is it?
Right. So.
And you don't seat everybody anyway. So what difference does it make if 4 of them were at McDonald's? They made it back before in time.
And then, like you said as well, it wasn't like it was that jam packed. So y'all had time. You could really roll them as the people walked in.
Right. I mean, I don't mind. It was his system that slowed down the seating process and stuff like that. It's like you can sit me with one, then you alternate the next person. If it was 4 people there, say if it was 4 there because he was complaining about the other 4 not being there. Okay, seat me one, seat that one. That should start us off. And I mean, so it's really, I don't see any silverware. I don't see it. But you sitting there twiddling your thumbs, crying, talk about what? The plug was pulled. I mean, somebody said he probably pulled the plugs. I don't know. They were blaming each other. They were saying them pulled them. They were blaming each other. So that was a hot mess. So I mean, I could understand being discouraged about something like that, but you pivot. You just do it.
Absolutely, because things are gonna happen. Period.
Yeah.
Okay, so then here's I think now this is only a short clip of the conversation, the tip conversation, as he's getting ready to storm out.
I don't know if you made a mistake entering. I won't know until I sit down and do the work. I don't know. We got to see. It depends, right? Because what if he put...
You know what? I'm going to let you please describe how we got to this moment. So I know he was supposed to pay you guys your tips every evening, square up with you every evening before y'all left. Explain why that didn't happen on Friday night.
We just didn't know. We didn't know. We knew that we were supposed to get him at least that night or maybe the next morning. We would be leaving late. And so nothing happened the second morning. I mean, Saturday morning, and then we were till Sunday morning. Like, hold on now. I told you, I was like, he didn't have that much for me from Friday night, but Saturday he had a few $100s. So I was just like, so what are we gonna do? I asked Shantell how are we doing it. She said, yeah, he was supposed to square up with me every night so that I could give it to you all, and but he didn't or whatever. So we'll ask him about it this morning. So there we were trying to ask him about it. The people went to McDonald's and, the power went out and all this other stuff was going on. But I feel like if he intended on doing the right thing, he would have. It wasn't that much money that but he paid the chefs that he brought there. But because Shantell brought the servers there, he felt like he would leave her holding that bag. I mean, I'm assuming that's what it was, because it's like, why I just didn't think that it was that serious that he would do that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I did, but
yeah.
I know a longer history. I mean, you would think, oh, he's about to be a millionaire. Ain't no way he's gonna take a couple $1,000s from people waiting, helping him out for an event. No, I know he will. Every penny, every stolen penny counts.
That's so trifling.
That's so why I do the work that I do, because he's extremely trifling.
Right, and that's why I'm here, because I'm co-signing.
And what helped me understand better the position of the wait staff as far as y'all worked 2 days without him following up was the fact that you said, well, you were also receiving some cash tips.
Yes.
So that first night you mentioned that he may have owed you like $60.
Yeah.
So I was like, somebody owed me $60 and I earned
I'll get it tomorrow. It's not a big
I get it tomorrow, no biggie. But then Saturday comes and then he rushes out in a haste and got all this other stuff going on. It's like, okay, now you're reaching out to say, okay, we only got one night left. And so what's happening with our tips? And that's how you got to the conversation with Shantell, which then leads to the next morning, Shantell pulling him to the side to say, hey, the wait staff is like, they are looking for their tips, and they're saying that they won't work without getting this squared up and figured out. And it causes you guys to have this particular conversation.
Right. And then that was the first time he ever mentioned any kind of reconciliation, any kind of slips. The slips, he told us to only keep the slips that had credit card tips on it. So everybody was getting rid of the other tickets. He didn't say he needed them. Friday, Saturday, only Sunday morning he mentioned he was going to need these slips. So it's like, okay, so everybody's shuffling to get the slips. Like, well, they had the ones that had the credit card tips on it, but now he needs to do some big 6-hour per day reconciliation to see if we gave away some damn collard greens. And that's where I was calling bullshit, because I was the one that was talking to him, like trying to make it make sense, and it didn't make sense. So I was just like, it's only 8 of us here, like with a stack of tickets. Like servers do this every shift, like at their tickets. So what he was saying wasn't making any sense. And he just kept deflecting. That's when he was like, oh, if LaQuinty wasn't here and this and that. Oh, so you understand and all that bullshit. And I was just like, no, it doesn't make any sense. I'm trying to remain professional, not trying to cuss you out. Please, sir, make it make sense. And then he twirled out and left. So there was nothing much more that, I mean, okay. You heard Shantell, like, why are you leaving? Like, we're just having a conversation. But it's because your feet were being held to the fire and you knew you didn't mean to do right and you just got up and left.
And it was done on live in front of people. So it was, all of that. And the way you described the tickets at first was, it was meant for you guys to just be able to put the orders in. He never said, he said you guys can hold on to them for your own reconciliation so you know how much he owes you, but it wasn't a requirement that you keep them in order for him to reimburse you for your tips. He flipped that narrative and made that the thing after he stormed out, and he like, I need the tickets in order to be able to pay your tips and reconcile, and if I don't get it, I can't do your tips. And then you sent yours in, and I think you said you sent you and your daughters in, and then he's saying he got to have everybody's or he can't do nobody's.
Right. And then he doxed me. I forgot to tell you about that. I sent him the tickets myself when I found the email on his Facebook, and he blocked me, of course, as soon as I said anything. He was like, oh, she said that matter of factly. Yes, I said it matter of factly. My baby needs some money and you could send me mine. And, and he was like,
that? Right.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? He blocked me right then. And then, so I'm emailing him. I sent him the slips like he asked for. Oh, well, don't contact me again and all this stuff. So, of course, he posted that email that he sent me back saying, don't contact him again and all this crap. And, of course, and it had my email down in the bottom. I'm like, so you doxing me now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then, so, my husband just texted me and said, don't forget to mention he really didn't care if the food was spoiled or not, because he's going to be claiming a loss through the insurance.
Even your husband know about it.
Look, somebody must have told him something. I don't remember. Yeah.
That's great. But okay, so he told you don't contact him again after you sent your receipts to get your tips? Your
Yeah,
reimbursement.
you got my email because you could hit me on Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, whatever, however is best for you, Zelle. You can send my daughters on to mine too. And that's a receipt. If you sent me my money, that's a receipt.
Right.
So even if y'all end up in court, he could be like, oh, I sent hers, and I don't like Shantell or whatever, because he blocked Shantell as soon as he walked out the door. So he didn't block me until I said something to him on his live. So if he meant to pay any of us, he would have. And Shantell was sending him piecemeal, but okay, print it out at the time she sends it. Like, what?
Right. Crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna still play this clip for everybody, and I'm gonna step away real quick while because I think it's like 3 minutes. But this is him twirling out, throwing a baby tantrum and twirling out.
Charged properly, but he just screwed up on putting the order in, right? I won't know. It is. But you're not hearing me on the inaccuracies. I understand you might be able to do that properly. You understand not everybody, and mistakes happen, right? So somebody has to do the reconciliation process. The reconciliation process is a lengthy process to go one by one. I have to do it regardless. I just can't do it in 23 minutes, is what I'm saying. I got to go through it regardless. It still got to get done. Well, I don't know how we were going to figure it out.
And call us over there and pay us our money.
Yes, that was the plan. The plan initially was every night we were going to sit down, we were going to work this out so that I knew how much I had to send Shantell for gratuities. That was the original plan, yes. And you see what's been going on. So no, that didn't happen. And forgive me, I also didn't know I was going to be on my feet for 14 hours Friday, 14 hours yesterday, and additional 14 hours today. I didn't know that was going to happen, right? So now you're saying what we initially planned was one thing, sure, right? Now that we got boots on the ground, you see what's going on. If LaQuincy wasn't here, if she wasn't in this position, we would have had a bigger issue to deal with. Baby. All right, I'm done. Y'all can go home. I'm done. No, I'm done. No, fuck it. I'm done. I'm canceling today. I'm sorry. Today is canceled. Today is canceled. I'm done.
There's another video that shows her perspective of him leaving. That one.
I gotta find that one.
It's on YouTube. Somebody posted it. And
okay.
Yeah.
So that was. It's just like this is like a soap opera. Like this, it's unbelievable that this is his real life. Craziness. So to this day, have you seen your tips?
Not from him.
Have you seen? To your knowledge, has any of the other waste? I know you know that your daughter hasn't.
I had the biggest mouth out of all of them. So like. If they were kind of dependent on me to speak up for them and say, send everybody, because a lot of the people that were there working, they might have took off from their regular job to come do that event, and they were a lot of younger people, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's messed up. Well, like, you just took their little, a few $100s that they worked for the weekend. They thought they were going to do a little quick come up, and here you go, you done stole them. Like, that was just messed up.
So just for clarity, we talked about this before. As far as Shantell's end of the deal with the staff, because she was in charge of basically your wages, did Shantell square up everything with you and the wait staff to your knowledge? Well, you were.
I showed you that, but I don't want to put it all on here.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
That's 2 checks, one for me and one for my daughter. So she did like that following week pay the wages. So yeah.
And you said she actually paid you guys a little bit more than what typical wait staff would make in addition to.
So I don't know. And somebody posted the contract in the group the other day, and I'm reading it. I'm like, yeah, it does look like he was supposed to give it to her, and she was supposed to give it to us, but he never gave it to her. So my only thing is, I don't know who's at the end of the day who's really responsible. I know he stole it, but I don't know if at the end of the day if she's responsible. Whatever. So I have this here from LaQuincy, just so this little thank you card she brought the morning he twirled out. And this is what she had. I don't know if y'all could.
Yeah, we can see right in there. And do you, to your knowledge, did everyone get one of those?
Yeah, she brought a little gift, like just some little snacks, like a little thank you bag or whatever, with some candy and fruit or something like that in it, and gave one to everybody and had it with these little cards on it. And so basically, this was saying thank you for your. I don't know if she wrote everybody same thing. Everything you brought to the kitchen comeback. I sincerely appreciate the great work and positive spirit you've shown. Everybody, everything was straight until he walked off. Like it was a crazy weekend, you know, and then he decided to end it on a bad note.
Now, Shantell the next day did a bit of a Q&A. I think she was still shell shocked and not fully aware of, you know, what had happened and what was happening still in that moment, or what the future was going to look like. Mm-hmm. Here's a quick little clip. I don't know if you ever saw this, and then we can talk about. We know that there's a claim that she put in, and you just share whatever you might want to share on that, mm-hmm. and then I'll let you say any final words before I don't hold you all night. Okay, here's Shantell. Is this the next morning? No, this is that morning. I think right after it all went down.
Didn't work. I thought if I answered the phone, so it cut off. So sorry about that. But I was trying to answer some of your questions, and it was going away so quickly. All right. So I think one of the questions, in terms of outside, yeah, we had the outside seating. When we didn't, it was because people were sitting and waiting, which was great, you know. Wanted to give them some courtesy versus standing. How many servers are working? 10, as we've had all week long, 10 servers. Again, we had servers, you know, kind of standing there with their hands folded several times. He has a method that he's following, or he's trying to follow, and, you know, I guess work the kinks out, but not, certainly blame isn't the answer, you know. I don't know if he's blaming me. Maybe he is blaming the front of the house and the servers, and that's not accurate, you know. But we'll hopefully pull it off again and see if we can get it better. I know the only ones not making mistakes are ones not doing anything.
So what was, and it's longer, it's like 13 minutes, but she was like talking about doing it again, like I think thinking the door was still open and not realizing the kind of person she was dealing with. So I briefly talked about it on the channel to the public that Shantell has submitted an insurance claim against Darius in regards to him using the generator of the food truck or something and blowing out her electrical panel. And I don't know if in this video, if she gets into it. Let me play this. Cut it. I didn't listen to it, but let me see. Here it is. Oh, it's 55 seconds, so that's good.
If the brother called me now, right now, I'll get off live with y'all and I'll talk to that brother, because that's what we're supposed to have, is some communication. And I'm open to communicating and to rectify
with a normal person.
I've not done in a just way. And as you can see, I'm blocked. So I don't have those, you know, so again, the lawyer will go. So on the legal aspect of it, I'm still going to fulfill my part beyond as I do. You know, you're not going to fail because of me. Even my brother and my sister that stand beside me, they're not going to fail because of me. If it's my part to do something, I'm going to do my part. If you fail, because if you quit, then that's you. Right?
So that was Shantell, and that was I want to say close to a month after the fact. And I don't know. But anyway, what do you have to say about it?
I don't know. Well, you probably didn't know me then, but I put Miss Celia up on my in my profile pic a couple of weeks, and I'd already told him nothing you do gonna go right until you do right by us, because it's just so ridiculous. Like it's just so ridiculous. Like why we even have to talk about this right now? I mean, and I was reading some of the comments. They were like, Darius knew the moment he showed up, he was gonna quit. And, you know, like I could believe that that's how he got his money or whatever. And as far as somebody said, Shantell should have made her people whole. I feel like if she had it to do it, she would have.
Yeah.
You know, and I think like he was saying before, you know, like it was obviously some financial problems. When she got their money, she probably paid all her bills and paid the staff, and that was it.
Yeah. So, and he exploited that. So, I mean, literally, indeed, and I just won't repeat it, but in detail, I could sit here and tell you what he said and which bills she paid and how much she had left. Because the lady you said was making the cornbread. She had took Shantell on some errands or something. They went some places together. And I guess Shantell was on the phone paying certain people and having conversations. She ear hustling and running back and telling Darius everything. And he told his entire audience her financial situation.
I wouldn't have trusted him with none of that stuff. But yeah,
and he was doing that even before Shantell.
I heard him. That's why I sent him that text message. I sent her that text message I showed you. Like when I was like, this ninja, like, I don't like this. Why is he doing this? And he's doing business with you. Y'all actually have a contract together, and he's on here just spraying you, like literally spraying you. Like, oh, she don't even have a microwave. Oh, her account $1,600.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that? Why? Like, oh my God.
And at that point, they hadn't had no falling out. Nothing had happened. So if that's how he treats you before you fall out, imagine how he treats you like now, after you fall, after he has basically just shifted all the blame of anything that went wrong on you.
Don't you know what I've noticed a lot of, it's not my fault.
Yes. He's been doing that for years.
Like, God. Like,
everybody.
It wasn't my fault because it wasn't like, nothing ain't never your fault, I guess.
And they don't get it. His followers they buy into it. It's everyone. He's the common denominator in hundreds of stories, but it's all those other people's fault.
So was it my fault you ain't send me my money?
Exactly. Well, it's your fault because you sent him an email and
I asked him about it on his live, and now I'm blocked. And then so whatever claim she put in a claim for her, whatever blue,
the electrical system or
whatever, and for the service tips. I don't know. I heard it got denied or whatever, but it's still it's like I don't know. I would have sold. I'd have sold all that food he left there and paid everybody and been done with his ass. But
right, because we talked about how Shantell basically gave away all the food. She went on her live and she was telling people, "Come up, we got half and half. I got some collards here. I got this."
To do with the stuff. Like I didn't see that live. I didn't find out till after the fact because I'd be like, hold on, wait a minute, what you doing? Hold on, we're gonna make something out of this. Like he done left here owing everybody money. Like let's do something with it. But it was already done by the time I found out about it. So I was home probably recuperating from actually being on my feet for 12 hours for 2 days. So,
you were actually too busy to be on social media while you were working.
Because I was like, I hadn't done this in some years. So I was just like, let me go lay in the bed and recuperate for a couple of days. And then I saw a little slick mouth live he did. Talking about, you said you came out for retirement for this. You should have stayed in retirement, boy. Whatever. I like people and I like serving. I like doing, just being out and doing things. So you ain't gonna stop. One monkey don't stop no show.
So any final words regarding this? Anything that we didn't cover that you want to make sure that the public knows? Because this is going to be more people seeing this in the replay for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like any hags that want to come my way, look, let me tell you something right now. Find your toy. Go back over there, play with him and stay on his messy stuff because I ain't got nothing but the truth for you. So, and are we talking about my book now?
Absolutely, we're gonna get into that.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
No, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So, oh, you got it.
I got it. I did the audit.
Oh, you did that.
I did both.
You did that. Okay, this is my book called The Ex-Con Factor. You did your time, now what? Journey from DOC to CEO. It's available on Amazon and all the book.
Audible.
Audible, yes, on Audible is in my voice. So I don't know, because I don't like to get audiobooks that's not in the author's voice.
I'm with you with that. When I heard your voice, I was like, oh, this is perfect.
Yeah. So yeah, so I mean, so he always tell me he ain't got no mugshot. I do, but I don't care because it's in the book. It's already out there, so you can't do nothing to me that I ain't already put out there about myself. So,
and it's about the good you do after all.
After, right. At Tonia Quarterman everywhere. I have a nonprofit called Still Some Good because I believe no matter what you've been through, you're still some good. I teach financial literacy to domestic violence survivors, people coming out of prison, and just young people that's going out into the world.
Amen.
So, yeah, I think that's about it. But
yeah. The question down here: what is the status of Shantell now? So, could you give any updates on whatever?
Still open, that's for certain.
Yeah,
have a closed down restaurant.
Like he trying to act like this is why I'm even here. Look at this craziness. She don't know how to run no restaurant.
Well, it's been open a long time and it ain't been shut down. Knock on wood. So what?
Speak to the community, because there was some controversy about when Shantell, her story first came out through the Darius Crooks stuff, and she was talking about her financial issues with the restaurant and issues with fines and all of that. Could you explain that?
Okay, so
knowledge
that where she is like historical Sanford, downtown historical Sanford. Most people already know that that they try to gentrify a lot of that stuff, and apparently they own that building. Her husband or somebody owns that building, so they're trying to get fines. I mean, this is what she told me, that they are giving her fines for during COVID. They were giving her fines and not actually giving her like the citations or whatever. So she didn't even know she had all these fines until they tried to foreclose. So she's like, "What do you mean I have a foreclosure for this? Because you had a 10 out back there and you were getting cited however much per day or week or whatever." So it was only when she got that notification. So she was like, "You guys are racist," da, da, da. And then so a lot of the people that would come there was like, "I can't come in here anymore because you're calling the city racist." And it was like a lot of the city employees and things like that. So her business suffered because of that. So now most of the people that come would be like tourists coming looking for soul food or something like that. And it's like downtown Sanford. It's not like really extremely busy, I guess. So, they have events and stuff down there, but that's how she ended up with that. But I'm glad. I think that got all thrown out or whatever. So she didn't owe that anymore.
Yeah. And I saw her mention that in a interview she did with a blogger on YouTube, where she said that it's all been taken care of and that's like no longer an issue. She just said God was good and she wasn't gonna go into the details of it. So
is she still open? Is she gonna hold on to the business? As far as I know, it's still there. She says Shantell's just until, so I don't know until it stay, until whatever. She can, I think she might be retired from wherever she was doing before. So this is like her extra thing that she does. And I know she likes to keep the people that she has there employed. So her regular staff, she really seems like she's holding on to it to keep them employed. And and are they gonna sue Darius for the tips? I don't really have time for that, but I would do it just to be petty, because he's that petty for stealing them. But I don't know. I don't know.
Y'all ever need addresses and contact information to serve him, let me know.
Oh yeah, go on and send that.
I'll send
that. Yeah, yeah. Look, I would see. I'd have wrote up a police report and everything just to put it out there. Even if they'd have said, "Oh, that's civil, you're gonna have to sue," I'd have did it anyway, just because like there was no reason for him to do that nasty mess.
And lastly, I asked you during the pre-interview, approximately how much money and tips would you guesstimate that Darius would owe to be able to pay all of you off in tips?
I would say $2,500.
A multi-millionaire, y'all, who claims to have made tens of thousands of dollars during that event. I think he was bragging about 100,000 or something.
He was saying that it was going to be at 100,000, but I have 15. I think I had 15 tickets. I got all these tickets here. Okay, I was like first up. Like anytime they would go around the, all the servers, I would be first up. So I had like 15 tickets. So if I wanted to be petty, I could sit here and calculate and reconcile my tickets real quick and tell you how much my sales were. And if you times that by 8 or 10 servers, which all of them didn't have as much tickets as me, and see how much was made. But I just haven't taken the time to do that.
Yeah.
So
I'm not sure about this question. And hey, you there? Like, what do you mean? Was it a contracted amount? We're talking about
this is just from me knowing what the other servers, how much he had. A couple of them was like, oh, it's a couple hundred, couple hundred, 100, 50, whatever it was. So just between the people that would have had a few hundred, it was the ones that probably had the most tables. So yeah, that's why I would say it would probably be, if it was $2,000, I'd be surprised. 2,000. So it's just like, why would you do that? It's like 2 days. We really only worked 2 days,
right?
And we got tips, thank goodness, from other people who they were like, oh, I kind of know about this. What's your Zelle, or what's your Cash App? So, and he told them to bring cash, and a lot of them didn't. But see, I would have had a problem with them spending. How much would they spend? How much was that big ticket? $300, $400, $500 on the ticket and trying to leave us $5 out of it.
Right.
Oh goodness. So yeah, because a lot of
a $7 sweet tea and lemonade. I can't believe
you can afford a $7 sweet tea, but you like, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
So hey, you there? It was saying, were the tips based on rate, like a contracted amount?
No.
Right. It was just whatever they
they chose to give. I can show. Look, don't make me pull out my receipts. That the door is closed. What does that mean?
Here's probably on Crooks foolishness.
Oh, okay. Well, since it was a bootleg 3-day event. See, it says total. I'm trying to work this. Total. Subtotal. That's the subtotal. The suggested 20% gratuity, and then the total. So this person did this person. Okay, this person just said that it would be okay to add it on. So their total was 164. So his system gave us the 137. When I rang this person out, I rang them out on his Shopify at 164. There is their phone numbers on here, but it says Tonia table 20. So in his Shopify, it says Tonia table 20 with $164 and Tonia table 20 for $137 in his Square system. It's real easy to figure out which one is which. And then plus we did keep the ones with the credit card tips. So, okay, you need the slip. Here's the slip. So go reconcile it. But,
craziness. Somebody's asking, B Hunter saying, was the food served on styrofoam plates? I think that was to go, right? To go.
They might have had a little bit of stuff on the styrofoam plate, but they had like some plastic, the hard plastic ones. I don't really remember a lot of styrofoam.
In that one of those videos, we saw some people with styrofoam, look like they were to go.
Oh, maybe some takeout place. Maybe at the end, maybe if they ran out, somebody went and got some.
Okay, that might be what it was.
Yeah, but the food wasn't served on styrofoam plates.
And also, how did you end up with the customers' phone numbers on those receipts?
That's how he told us to do it. He said for Shopify, we'd have to send them text message receipts. So get their phone number. And so their phone numbers are in his, their phone numbers are in his system. That's how we did the receipts. We didn't have any cash to give them, like give them change or any kind of system that would just give them a receipt. Shantell's regular system would have shown everything and given a receipt and whatever the tip was and all that. But since we used his
Shopify, what he uses for online shopping, that's
for online scamming.
Yeah, well, that part.
Look, in-person scamming too. I think he left his Shopify thing there, his little machine.
Oh, he probably did.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back.
Okay.
I'm like my internet. I'm like the TV and everything. I'm like, oh yeah, that was my internet. I forgot what I was saying in that moment. But oh, I had started last one. I'm gonna let you go. Oh, we were talking about the phone, but you explained the phone numbers. And then one more time, the name of your book, the Ex-Con Factor. You can say it.
If you just put my name into Amazon, it'll come up. It's Tonia Quarterman, Tonia Quarterman.
All right. Well, I thank you so much. This was a pleasure. I thank you for helping us finally wrap our minds around what he curated versus what
curated rates. It's like I have no reason to lie. He probably ain't gonna like it that I done told it, but whatever.
Right. And we need more people to do that so that it doesn't seem like it's these isolated pockets. This is literally how he operates, period. Point blank, period. That's why I was able to give the warning before y'all event even happened. That's how because it's not the first time, and unfortunately it's likely not going to be the last. But
I thought he was trying to make a pilot for a kitchen comeback show or something, because he did do a little some kind of little pilot thing, but it was just going to be dining with Darius under a different name.
Yeah. Dining with Darius at people's restaurants.
Yeah, at people's restaurants.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you can't just operate like that. I was really looking forward to him doing something like a Robert Irvine. And she told me that Robert Irvine already asked her about it, because I think he lives in Orlando. So if she wanted Robert Irvine to come, so I hope she does that too. I don't know.
Oh, I hope she does.
So somebody can show them how it's done when you're really genuine and want to help somebody.
Absolutely.
Or whatever. So
absolutely. Yeah, he saw this as a cash cow and as something to springboard into other opportunities. He's going to do a documentary off of her. He made tons of money from social media just from being live that entire weekend.
He made more from social media than even in the restaurant.
I think he did, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. So again, thank you so much. And I'll be sending you that information just in case you guys want to take it.
Just want to be petty, right?
Yeah. So you have a great night, and
thank you. Y'all so much. Thank you, everybody.
All right, take care. Bye-bye. All right. Well, that was an epic interview that we now have in the bag. I'm gonna check some comments. It was hard for me to juggle with the comments and the videos and everything else. I think, what did I have? Because it was something that I cut off. What did I cut off? Oh, here is, well, let me close out the poll question. I'm trying to get back, we can recalibrate it. Poll question we're closing out. Did you know that Darius Crooks had scammed the waitstaff for the kitchen comeback out of their tips? 71% of you did know. 29% of you did not know until now. And you got to hear it, not just from Vell B, but directly from Tonia, who was one of the staff at the kitchen comeback, who still ain't seen her tips from Darius Crooks as was promised. Poll question, next one. Because honestly, I still just scratched the surface. It's so much footage. It's so many nuances to this. But I just wanted to give y'all an overview so that we can get to the actual interview part of this. But would you be interested in me doing a documentary style? It'd be pre-recorded documentary style story timeline on this kitchen comeback. Are y'all interested in knowing more of the nuances, some of the stuff she was talking about, like looked like Darius Crooks was really trying to set it up to shop a show. I mean, there's hundreds of hours of footage and other things to talk about as it relates to this. But just let me know in the chat if you're, in the poll if you're interested in that. And here's another video. Yeah, it's not over here. Here's another video here of hold on. Gotta find the one I'm looking for. This is Darius Crooks talking about the kitchen comeback before it actually happened, and talking about how he was led by God. This was an ordained situation, and how this was going to be so perfect for him, how he was going to bless Shantell.
Right? The fact that you guys trust me, I don't want to get emotional either, but the fact that you guys trust me so much, you're willing to book flights, you're willing to, like, I put the call out for y'all to come support this, and y'all are doing this in a major way, right? So there's a trust factor that I have, and you and I know that there are not many influencers with communities where you can call up your community and you can say to your community, let's mount up, let's go to Florida, and people start buying plane tickets and whatnot. One lady sent me an email and said, Darius, my husband and I were celebrating our anniversary in San Francisco. I saw your video, Darius, there is no way we cannot be there. She changed her flight and sent me the flight confirmation.
I literally, because of the fact that I know how he operates, I believe he lied about that story. I truly, as I was with me putting together tonight's show and the interview I did with the pre-interview I did with Tonia before tonight, when I heard this again, this wasn't the first time I heard this, I said, a follower reached out to him and said, oh my God, me and my husband had our anniversary plan, but because you're doing the kitchen comeback, we canceling our whole flight and flying there instead. I'm like, how Darius Crooks operates, he would have been showing the screenshots and all of that kind of stuff. It just feels like it's a created story to drum up more fear of missing out from everybody. Oh my God, it's gonna be amazing. People canceling their plans to make sure they can go there.
I'm sorry. There are so, y'all, it ain't many influencers out here that can do this and their community shows up to support. All right. That Houston D-Hive and that Atlanta D-Hive, all I said was I was doing this. Before I knew it, text messages started flying back and forth. What day y'all going? What day you want to go?
The Atlanta and Texas D-Hive that he's referring to are his cult, his diehard D-Hags. They have a text group. Those are the ones who send him certain information, or when people are getting doxxed, and like when Tonia spoke out originally, those would be the ones looking up her Facebook and saying, yeah, look at her, she did this and and she used to work here, now she retired. They be in these private little chat groups with him. That's who he referring to. Of course, they gonna go out of their way to go there. He not talking about the whole state of Atlanta. I mean, not the state of Atlanta. He not talking about all of Atlanta and all of Houston, the cities. He talking about his 7 to 10 D-Hags that are in those chat groups. I can even name the names, but I ain't finna do that right now. But I know them. We track all that stuff. Crystal, one of them. Better give you that. Crystal, one of them.
Which day we going? Y'all want to go on leave on Friday? We're going to eat on Saturday? Immediately, Okay? So first of all, there's a trust factor. I would feel crushed if I had to cancel this and people had to cancel their flights. I'm sorry.
I just wanted to get to that part. This a whole 30-something minutes. We ain't finna do that. 38 minutes. We ain't doing that. I'm over it. He would feel crushed if he had to cancel the kitchen comeback. This was him talking about it before it actually happened. So he would be crushed if he canceled it before people traveled there. But fast forward to when the event actually happened on that Sunday morning, for some people who had traveled there, made weekend plans, husbands and wives, and from what Crooks is saying, canceling their honeymoon plans, I mean not honeymoon, anniversary plans to come see this troll. He ain't had no problem canceling on them Sunday morning. They already there. But you had a problem canceling weeks before? Huh? Make it make sense. I would be crushed if I would have to cancel on y'all, knowing y'all making plans. But you ain't crushed when you literally walk out on them. The theatrics. Oh my God. It's too much. Too much. Too much. Then we have how Darius Crooks creates the narrative, spins the storyline. This is Darius Crooks. Let him tell it for those who done bought into his narrative and don't know what we know over here with what Tonia done told us and all the stuff we've seen. And I just played y'all a few clips. I even skipped some stuff because I didn't want to keep holding too long. And I'm trying to wrap the show up. There's other stuff I could be playing. But this is how Darius Crooks wrapped up his... Well, this is how he's advertising. Uh-oh, wrong button. The kitchen comeback. This is how it went in her mind. I gotta play that one more time. It's an alternate universe. It is Renee S says, I know you effing lying. Right. It's literally an alternate universe from all the chaos that we saw before, during, and after. This is how he gaslight the D-hacks. You see the cheering? They cheering. He don't even talk to Jeremy no more. Jeremy featured in here. He done drug Jeremy and Jeremy's husband in here too. Here he come. That's Jeremy's husband. He done drugged them, talking about they paint their nails and put on blush and wear blouses. Jeremy ain't no strong business person. Should get out of if he can't handle his mental health. LaQuinty, LaQuinty, looking all bashful. LaQuinty, he done kicked her. He done forced her to fall out with her best friend of many years, her and Jeremy, messed up their friendship, and then kicked her to the curb. LaQuinty, I hope you had a backup plan, because you sure fell for the okie doke. LaQuinty. I think LaQuinty's probably a really good person, too. I don't really think LaQuinty bad. I think LaQuinty got caught up like a lot of people get caught up in the glitz and glam and stuff. And she saw this man who professes he got these millions of dollars. And she like, ooh, if I just I could touch the hem of his garment, some of it gonna rub off on me. And maybe I'll become his executive assistant or his creative director or his COO. No, girl, he's running a scampire. He don't have them kind of people. Because then you would see the inside of the scampire. and you be all of a sudden a witness to the FBI for his RICO charges. No, he ain't gonna never let you see that. He can't let nobody get that close. That's why he run everything by himself with a bunch of subcontractors around him. Funny. So as I had spoke about earlier in the show, just a reminder before we get out of here, do not continue to get bamboozled by Darius Crooks. He wanted y'all to forget all about this. Hold on. Pull it up. Trying to find a spot. Here it is. We'll just start it here.
Nobody's gonna come in here and mess with my Darius.
Police station. Why am I not in jail? Where's the record?
Why is he not in jail? Where's the record? We have it. It has now been produced. It went out last week. It got some eyes, some eyeballs on social media. And as soon as the D-Hag started to recognize it to some degree, the first thing he does is dig into his childhood trauma, talking about when his female cousin molested him. And in graphic detail, he does this on his IG Lives, in graphic details describes how she inappropriately touched him and made him touch her. And literally wrote it out as if he was writing to her. Mind you, names, mentioning her name, names of family members, etc. Mind you, about 2 weeks ago, for some odd reason, that story came up. And Darius Crooks said, I don't care about that. I'm over that. I ain't got to ever see her, talk to her, blah, 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 this and that. Some of y'all know he cut off his cousin that I knew that he kind of grew up with. She's my age. She's like a couple years older than him. He didn't cut her off over the whole Thanksgiving fiasco over her not wanting to host Thanksgiving at her house and wanting to get an Airbnb instead, saying she thought her house might be too small for it. He get mad. She even offered to pay for it. Whole thing. He blasting her, all of that, for everybody to forget the mugshots. Because now, oh my God, I can't believe, they're waking them up. Oh, not Master. Master done been through it. Oh, we done been through it, Master. They ban it. Oh, they ban it. All up in his DMs. Oh, you done suffered so bad, Master. What can we do, Master? You want to create a molestation discount code? Like all of it. Ridiculous. Then, as it died down, he like, oh, let me drum it up again. He puts out the text message exchanges, private text message exchanges between his cousin that did not touch him inappropriately, but the other cousin. What she was saying, do you understand what you're doing by, like, you have a recollection of this, whatever, my brain. You have a recollection of this situation that is your perspective, and then she has hers, blah, 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 this and that. She was like, I'm feeling like I'm in the middle, but I am not negating your experience or hers, et cetera, but do you understand what you're doing to the family by putting our business out there for public consumption? This dude has millions of followers on paper and, hundreds of thousands of followers and gets attention and all of that. He's a public figure. We can't deny that no matter what. He's a public figure. He puts out the personal text message between him and his cousin, with his cousin asking him to please be mindful of the family. You're hurting other people and pulling other people into this, even putting her name out there in this. You can hurt people's jobs and all kind of stuff. His own family members, he's doxing. because what was most important to him was getting the attention off of those mugshots by any means necessary, even throwing his own family under the bus. Now, I'm not justifying nothing about no, pedos at all. Many of us got stories. How we handle it is how we handle it. But he handled it the way he did, not because it's new, not because he ain't never talked about it before, not because something sparked it. It was to cover up and make a spectacle that would deflect and distract y'all, well, his hags, from the mugshots. Then, as it died down, we're getting closer to the Memorial Day holiday. I think that was what, Saturday into Sunday. The whole thing with Miss Netta and Charles and they fake Versace outfits. Whatever with them. I ain't finna go into that. I ain't finna create no new enemies. Whatever with that. Some of y'all love that stuff. I don't watch them. I know of them, of course. I don't watch them. I tried. I was like, I don't know what this is. Sorry, my intellect is too. It's like watching a low budget Tyler Perry skit. Can you imagine low budget Tyler Perry? You can't get no lower than that. But anyway, I can't get into it, but we all know what that is. People making fun of the fake Versace outfits and blah, blah, blah. Y'all know they're a little touched. Darius Crooks sees that it's trending. She knows how to play with the internet. Jumps into that. That ain't had nothing to do with her at all. Posting it on her Facebook. I had to go look it up. I know some of y'all was looking it up too. Now Miss Netta is fighting with Darius Cooks because he got a follower. That was all by design. She fight with everybody. I know this, and I don't even follow her, and I know she fight with everybody. He put himself in that, inserted himself into that trending viral moment, for one, for clicks and views, but for two, as an additional distraction. So this weekend, this Negro been lying to y'all for 5 years. Talking about he ain't never been arrested, ain't got no mugshot. Come to find out is a total lie. And he was arrested. He done lied on Kiara for 5 years. Told the lie that she'd been arrested and not him. Told the lie that she was put in a cop car and all of that. She never get handcuffed or put in no cop car. There's a police report and everything out on him. And we literally have the mug shots. And what was y'all talking about this weekend? Because I saw some of y'all in the comments in the beginning, and I was just shaking my head. Like, they falling for it. You wasn't talking about this. You talking about Miss Netta and her fake Versace and him talking about it. Who gives a fuck? That's what we got to be talking about. This is all I want to see for the next 6 months. Nah. Trust me, I got plans. We ain't letting this go. She gonna have to keep stirring up some stuff to keep the distraction. So that's why it's a part of our intro now. And there's more. And there's more. Talk to the source today. Tell our source, thank you, source. The source is going to be providing. Source gave me some more information. Say hi to our source. Hey, source, or thank you, source, in the chat. Let them know we appreciate them and we're looking forward to the next gift that they are giving us. It's on its way. We ain't done. Play the rest of this.
Where's the okay? Y'all believe anything, child. Okay. Then that's what happened. I saw women.
And the case is still open. Law and disorder is all I want y'all to be talking about. We ain't care about no fake Versace. We don't care about her regurgitating her old story she been telling since she became an influencer about her family dysfunction. Nobody cares. Stop scamming. Stop stealing from everyday working folk. You won't even pay these people their tips. $2,300, less than $2,000. You won't pay the wait staff from the Shantell Justin Till, and you want us to be paying attention to some old post about some fake Versace. You get on out of here with that foolishness. So that's all I got for you. So tomorrow, I'm gonna come back tomorrow. Yeah, I've been a little in. I haven't been quite feeling the public lives lately. I gotta admit, but I've been working. I've been working on stuff. I'm organizing some stuff. Stuff is happening. So when I get my full gumption back, we gonna be good. But I just haven't been really on lately. Haven't been feeling the live stuff. Darius got him banned from YouTube. Who we talking about? I'm jumping in. It's kind of far down. Let me see. I see another one of your messages. What they say? Hell no, I'm not giving my phone number. Right. Not to Crooks, especially. I know Square is like that, but Shopify. Yeah. Right. Some of us go to restaurants and they, you put your phone number in so they can spam your text, sending you discounts for stuff you'll never go buy again. Says, wow, just another way to get people. He can send a spam text message. Yeah, all of that. That's he was collecting data. What happened? Oh, that was when I went. I'm like, what y'all talking about? Oh, that's what you talking about. when my internet went out. He said Darius got me banned from YouTube. She wish. She wish. That's why I'm on 7 platforms. Literally, I'm on 7 platforms. She got to work a little harder than that. That's why y'all need to scrolling across the bottom of the screen below. Y'all think I'm joking. I'm for real. Hit up this link tree. My link tree, / IAmVellB. Make sure to go to that. Click on it. Oh, I put it in the chat as well. Click on this and sign up for my email list because that'll be a way that we'll always stay in touch because I cannot control these platforms. Things happen. People do lose their channels. Sometimes they get blocked from Instagram and lose their whole page. I'm not beyond reproach. All of that, God forbid. But the truth is that stuff can happen to me as well. And I would never want to lose touch with any of you. So make sure you're on the email list. So if something like that happened, I'll be able to say, hey, y'all, this is what happened. Like we just lost the text community on Saturday. I didn't know it was coming. I was missing the emails. And because they were going to an old account I don't use. I have no way of telling the people in the text community that it's gone. So if they not following the other stuff, I can't even tell them it's gone. So that's why it's important to be connected in other ways. Good interview. Yes, I agree. I enjoyed it. Thank you again, Tonia. Thank you, Tonia, for your time, side of your story. Yes. And she definitely broke it down for us. And I love her candor and all that is perfect. Yes. Sorry for her bad experience. Vell, can you put it in the chat? I think you're talking about her book stuff. They're gonna have to look at the screen, friend. I'm sorry. Yeah, the interview was definitely fire for sure. Dying with diabetes. I never thought about calling it that, but that's basically it. Appreciate you taking time to do this. Yes. So grateful for her for that. So grateful. And we want to continue to do this moving forward. We now had I still haven't played it for the rest of y'all. If you're a channel member, we were live earlier today. So don't forget about our channel membership as well. You can hit that join button below the video if you are on if you're viewing on YouTube. But our YouTube channel membership, you get at least monthly live streams. But they've actually gotten a couple. They've actually just got a few. But I'll just say a few live streams per month. And also you get our special emojis. You also get our loyalty badges, which make your comments stick out to me. And the longer you're with us, the higher tier of a loyalty badge you get. So it's a great place to be as a channel membership. And then Patreon, if you want to like really get the unfiltered Vell. Channel members get a little bit of it. I love when we have. Yeah, so I was about to say we've now had off the top of my head, well, we had Christy, who used to be the Greens and Gravy restaurant owner. Maybe we need to replay that one. I need to probably edit that and fix it up a little bit because I literally had just started going live. I think I had only gone live like twice before that. But maybe we need to redo her interview because some of you probably haven't seen it. But Christy, who was the manager of the Greens and Gravy restaurant, well, we interviewed her. We've now interviewed the Verbo owner of the Verbo that Darius Crooks destroyed and then charged back her security deposit, so she couldn't even get the $5,000 to make the repair. She showed us pictures of that. Then we had Chef Jay Raycard, who is the young lady who Darius Crooks stole the "Food is my life, life is my food's" tagline from. I did that interview as pre-recorded. It was released on our to our channel members and Patreon. So they've seen it and it's been out for like 3 weeks. So now I got to show it to y'all on the public side. Maybe I'll make that part of tomorrow's show. And now I feel like it's somebody else I'm forgetting, but now we've also had Tonia from the Kitchen Comeback. So anybody else who's interested, if y'all know, send them our way. Tonia filled in the gap. I saw it differently from the live. She's believable. I feel the same way it was pieces because Darius Crooks was creating a narrative and stunts and tricks and all of that. It was kind of hard sometimes because you were seeing the way he was describing things. But me knowing what I know, I'm like, I already know on social media, you can curate. Even Jeremy in the clip I showed, he says you can be anything you want to be on social media. It is so true because you curate by what you show. And Darius Crooks only showed us this in front of him. He showed everything was him facing himself. He wasn't showing the restaurant and showing the people. He was showing himself and then narrating. People don't be thinking like he really wasn't showing us. He was narrating. I could say anything, and if you can't see it yourself. So that was throwing me off with some of the stuff, and she definitely broke down that. A throwback Vell B Rex. I'm here for it. Yeah, and then I need to go ahead and start uploading. I've been, if you're on Patreon, you know, it's been a little rough patch. I don't watch Darius lives. He has said anything about. Wait, I don't watch Darius live. So has he said anything about Bali since he's been back to the States? Yes, he talks about Bali every day, still every day. He is planning to go back. He is waiting until they break ground officially on the restaurant. And they have now got the final plans and they're shopping for construction companies and or sourcing construction companies. So at some point in the near future, he should be heading back over there. And his plan is to be there to watch the project be built or whatever. So yes, he is definitely still talking about it. You got to keep in mind, he ain't going to stop talking about Bali because Bali is his escape plan for all this stuff that's happening that's slowly catching up to him. This is the year of Cat Williams' exposure. It is catching up to Darius Cooks. Look at a mugshot from 5 years ago coming out about him. This ain't it. It ain't it. Somebody in the has been saying other things about the FBI, and I only give credence and attention to things that I have concrete receipts on. I see your comments. I know some stuff, but until I got tangible receipts, then I leave that stuff alone. But other stuff is happening. He did bless her with the con. He did bless her with a con, right? Right. I know he was never gonna get emotional. Knowing he was never gonna get I don't know. Sometimes. Okay. Oh, I was way behind. I thought I was more caught up on the chat. Anyway, with that, Renee, Rip Text Committee. Yeah. Hopefully not for long. Hopefully not for long. I really wanted to sign up for 1 month, let everybody know, hey, we're getting off of here. Make sure y'all, sign up for the email list and all that, and I'll let y'all know the next move. Unfortunately, I'm not going to pay $5,000 to be able to get my list, but I truly learned a lesson because we had nearly 14, we had up to 15, 1600 at one point. Then when I backed off of the Sweetie Pie stuff, people started leaving. But yeah, it's a hard hit to lose that many contacts, but lesson learned. We're still growing, we're still new, so I ain't gonna trip. Didn't you have the Carolina cake baker? Palma was never officially interviewed over here. I played she did an IG live with the other baker who worked for him. So I made a video into that. One day we will, I've talked to Palma before about it. So as long as she's still open to it, one day we will possibly have Palma on here. I just got to wait until it's time to talk about that story. Cause it's an approach to the way we're doing stuff over here. So, what did I miss? It says, dang it, this is no text community is jacked up. I'm late. Hello. Yes, D baby. The text community is unfortunately it's gone for now. And I'll try to replace it with something in the future. So if anyone, and so that also means, I didn't say this earlier, that also means if you messaged me in the text community in the past 2 weeks, week and a half, 2 weeks, I was behind on messages, I ain't see it. So you might want to email me, or DMs are better. I'm not really good at checking my emails consistently because I get so much spam. So like my DMs on either Facebook or Instagram or even Twitter are the best places to communicate until we get our new text community, hopefully. So, but with that, I'm gonna let y'all go so that I can go ahead and rest up. Yeah, we got a 2.5 hour show. We good. So with that, I will be back tomorrow. Please just stay tuned to the platforms, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and I'll send out the notification of the exact time that we'll go live. And I think I'm gonna add some trending topics in as well. But we definitely got some catching up with some Darius Crooks shenanigans as well. So with that, until tomorrow, y'all make sure to take care and be blessed. Peace.
With my eyes closed, it's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Boy, all that like Keenan. Still got crack, they fiendin'. Flow still hot like Phoenix. Shine so bright, I'm gleaming. This off top, I'm tweaking. Fresh out the rat like Neiman. And I'm still trying to fight my demons. Cause we all gotta act like Tina. That's why I gotta ride with the Nina. Outside, it's a war going on. Make me put my hands on my head like the Macarena. They want you walking on board like Kima. And give a F to you like John Cena. Putting blood on the brand new Beamer. Trying to earn 8 stripes like Adidas. You get cold when you ride with the heater. It'll turn you to a dog like a keto. And expose to a cat like a cheetah. They smoke my partner like reef. Dímelo porque o no entiendo. Mi gente must really need Jesus. They shed real blood. I never seen the crypt and I believe it. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. It's too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Y'all just talk, don't live it. And just took that route, that seen it. I'm so outspoken like Reason. Jimmy Neutron, boy, Young G's. And I'm a self-made man.